Hey folks, it's Dylan from Eat Wild, and in this video, I want to talk about some basic orienteering habits that I have so that I can get from wherever my camp is up into where I'm hunting for the day, or wherever I park my truck and I make off into the woods for the day. There's a few things that I do every time that help me get back to the camp or to the truck safely at the end of a hunt, and I have this sense of confidence the whole time that I know where I am and I know how to get back to camp. So I'll walk you through those things. The first thing I do is whenever I get out of my truck, or in this case, I'm leaving from camp, I'm gonna get my bearing as to the direction I'm going from camp. So as I'm sitting here, I wanna go up and hunt this hill above camp. And generally speaking, I'm gonna hunt my way in a northerly direction. Now my compass, if I set my compass and give myself a bearing, I'm gonna head north. So that's the first piece of information. The next piece of information is I need to think about what are my handrails for getting back to camp. So in this case, there's a logging road that runs, which we accessed our camp with, that runs from east to west. Now this road runs 5 or 6 kilometers to the east and 3 or 4 kilometers to the west. So it's important to note that, because what I can do is I can hunt my way up, head north for a kilometer, maybe 2, and then depending on what I see for sign or deer habitat, I can hunt east, and I can hunt east for an hour, 2, 3, 4, and at any point I can stop and I can hike out to the road, and I can head south back down to the road, and I'll hit my handrail. Because the road is a long enough feature that I can't actually physically hike far enough in a day past the end of the road. I'm not going to miss it if I head south back along my back bearing. So it's a confidence for me knowing that that handrail is there that I can navigate to. You can use a river, a road, a fence line can be a handrail as well. All these are tools that are features that you know are going to be there if you navigate. Okay, so another thing we can take advantage of, in addition to the compass, is a lot of us have a GPS unit. The GPS unit is very simple. Before I leave the truck or camp, I just hit mark, and I mark the location that I'm leaving from. Now, once I have that mark in my compass, in my GPS, I can use what they call the go-to function, which means wherever I am on the landscape, I can go to that waypoint and hit go-to, and my GPS will tell me the distance and the direction back to camp or back to my compass. So I'll either use my GPS. Also, I use my phone more now. There's some great apps that you can download onto your phone that give you the full function of a GPS unit, and I actually quite like these because they're a little bit more user friendly. You can scroll in and out with using the touch screen. It's a little easier to surf around between the features, and I prefer using this to try and navigate around. So really handy tool. If I want to get back to camp, I just touch on the camp and scroll back, and it tells me the direction I have to go to camp. We're in camp, so it's telling me we're 20 meters away from camp. So super great feature, and it saves you a few bucks instead of going towards buying a GPS unit. Okay, so I've gone on my hunt plan, which was to head in north from the logging road being our handrail, and I headed north up the ridge. Then I spent the better part of the hunt working my way to the east, seeing sign and a couple deer, but now it's time to head back to camp. And as I worked my way across, I hit this skid road. Now, this is a great indicator. This probably goes back to the main logging road. But I'm going to cross-reference it with one of my knowns, which is my compass. Now, my compass tells me that that's north, so that's going to be south, and that fits into my plan. I can head south down for the skid road, and I'll likely hit our handrail, the logging road, and make my way back to camp. Now, if I want to be absolutely sure what's up, I can have a look at my GPS unit. In this case, I'm using my cell phone. And I can just quickly do a go-to function back to camp, and it also confirms that camp is in fact that way. So that's going to be southwest, which makes sense. I know that I can head south down this road till I hit the logging road, and then I can go west back to camp, and I can avoid pushing through all this brush along the way. So I'm going to try that out and see how it works out. A number of great digital tools to help be more safe while we're wandering around in the wilderness. Number one being your iPhone has got a ton of great tools on it for navigation, but you have to be mindful of battery management. Now, you can get auxiliary batteries that plug in, that give you the confidence that you can keep a full charge on your phone. You can also put it on airplane mode to reduce the battery consumption. The GPS should still work well on airplane mode, but for sure check that out before you rely on it. The other thing that we rely on often is radios. So this is a radio. Again, you can see a feature that I've actually added here is a piece of tape over the on switch so that I don't have it accidentally turn on and I kill valuable battery life. So for the radios, you want to make sure you've got an extra battery in your pocket if you're going to rely on it for communicating with your hunting partners. Also, when thinking about batteries and getting home safe, don't forget to bring extra batteries for your headlamp, or for that matter, just bring a whole extra headlamp in the bottom of your pack just in case you need it to get out in the middle of the night. So hopefully all these tricks will help you get back to camp safely or back to the truck safely, and you have that confidence that you can wander around in the woods, look for deer, find deer in their habitat, and still get back safely. So good luck out there and be safe.